So as we were discussing about SQL commands, as we saw yesterday, we have 5 types of SQL commands, or we can say SQL sublanguages or subgroups, that is DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, and DQL. And yesterday we finished DDL, DML, and DQL commands, right? We were just left over with DCL and TCL. Let's see them. So first, DCL commands. DCL in the sense data control language. Grant and revoke are the commands which comes under DCL. Okay. And as I said, DCL and TCL, both of those commands are used by database admins only. Okay, generally what it happens, not only SQL or database developers and administrators, if many other domains like maybe PeopleSoft developers, NetSuite developers, like there are many other roles for them also, they will work with the SQL. Okay, like they will work with their own domain, their own technology, and they will work with the basics of SQL. For such developers, they don't have any permissions on any of these commands. Even for insert command also, they won't have permissions. Whenever they want to insert any data or update any data, they will ask the permissions to their database administrators team. Basically, to their admin team, they will ask the permissions. That permissions is technically, we can call it as privileges also. Okay. Once their admin people will give the permissions for them, after after that permissions only, they can able to perform all of these commands. When it comes to the SQL developer, we being the SQL developer, by default, we will have access to some commands like insert command, update command, and for some commands, we will have the privileges, but especially the commands like delete command, okay, and drop command, truncate command. For those commands, we also don't have privileges for the privileges. At that time, if we want to use these commands, we need to ask the permissions or ask the privileges for database administrators. Then they will provide us. Then only we can able to perform these 3 commands. Okay. And once we're done with our work, we will just inform to the admin people. They will take back that permissions from us. Okay. This is what happens in real time. So for that purpose, they will use grant and revoke. Grant is nothing but giving the permissions to the users. Grant command is used to give the permissions to the users. Here, users in the sense we, SQL developers or any of the developers. Okay. Let's see the syntax for grant, how it will work. Simply the syntax will be grant. Privilege name. On object name to user. Okay, this will be the syntax of grant command. Basically, to give the permissions or privileges, we will use mainly admin people will use grant command. Okay, let's see the example. Grant privilege name in the sense here, whatever permission we are asking for, whatever permission we are requested for the admin people, those privilege they will give. For example, maybe grant alter comma drop like this. We can give multiple multiple privileges also at a time. Okay. If suppose I don't have a privilege or I don't have access to use this alter and drop command, I will just raise a ticket to the admin team, or I will just drop a mail to them asking to provide me the permissions to access this commands. Then they will use this grant command. They will simply use grant alter comma drop on object name in the sense this table name. Okay, whatever table we are going to use on that table name, they will use. First, let me just, I'm activating the database first. So use DURGASOFT 2. And these tables we have like employees 1 and employees 2, right? So I can write it as employees 2. Okay, 2 user. User means it will be our name. Okay. Suppose we are like that. This is how they will use grant command. Grant, whatever permissions I ask for. If I ask for alter drop, then they will use alter drop. If I ask to give a delete, permission to access delete, they will use delete here. Okay. On, and object name will be the table name. On the table name, which I'm going to, use this commands. The table name to user, that is my name. Okay. This is how they will do. We don't use these two, DCL and TCL commands. All these commands will be, taken care by the admin people only. Just to have the basic understanding, I'm explaining here. Okay. This is how a grant will work. Is that clear? By executing this command, basically this command will be executed by the admin people. By executing this command, for Divya can get the access to use alter and drop commands on employees to table. Okay. And next is revoke, exactly opposite to grant. By using revoke, they can take back the permissions. Sorry. Take back the permissions or privileges from the users. Okay. And the syntax will be revoke. Okay. And revoke again, privilege name, same privilege name on object name. Instead of to, we need to use from here. Revoke privilege name on object name from user. That is, after finishing, they will take back these permissions. Revoke alter comma drop on employees to from Divya. Okay. It's very simple, right? Is this clear for you? These two commands?
Yes.
Yes, Divya.
Okay, great. Next, let's see a TCL quickly, and let's discuss about the movies database today. So next we have TCL commands. TCL in the sense transaction control language. Okay, transaction control language. And here the commands under TCL are commit, rollback, and save point. Okay. This is also simple. Basically, commit is used to save the data permanently. Like whenever we perform any of the DML commands, like insert, delete, or update, okay, to save that commands permanently in the database, we will use commit. Basically, in MySQL, it is not that required. All the commands, once we execute it, it will save it permanently. But in SQL Server, we need to use commit for sure. And the syntax for using commit is simple. We will just write it as commit after writing every code. Like, I used create command, then I used insert command. After inserting all the data, at the last line, I will write commit and I will execute this. So that whatever data I was inserted, that data will save in the database permanently in SQL Server, not in MySQL. Okay. Without using commit also, the data will save here in MySQL. Okay. And the next we have a rollback and save point. First, let me tell you about save point. Actually, first let me tell you one example, then you can able to understand the save point and rollback both commands. Suppose I'm writing any long queries. Okay. Just imagine I'm writing some query, some code like this. Okay. Suppose I'm writing some 15 lines of code. Okay. I'm writing some 15 lines of code here, starting from here to the end here. So what happens here, if I write continuously this 15 lines of code, and suppose I wrote some mistake here. Okay. I did some mistake in this line. So I realized after writing all the 15 lines of code, I realized I did something, some mistake in this 2 lines or 1 line like that. So if we write normally, this mistake or this error will affect all the code here. Okay. If I want to, remove this or correct this also, I need to, change the code, and whatever changes I will do here, it will affect the complete 15 lines of code. Okay. Instead of that, what we need to do, so suppose after every 5 lines of code, I will write one save point. Okay. We need to define one save point, like save point S1. Here I will write it as save point S2. Okay. That is, we are saving our query after some points, some lines. Okay. We are saving this temporarily only. Whenever we use save point to save the data, it won't save permanently. It will just save temporarily for now. Okay. So suppose imagine after 5 lines, I save it as save point S1. Next, I wrote some 5 lines and I save it as save point S2. Like that, I'll do for my complete code. After some lines, I will just write one save points. That means this first 5 lines of code will save in this S1. Next 5 lines of code will save in S2. Okay. So here what happens, then after writing like this, if I realized I did some mistake here, I can just roll back this data. Roll back in the sense, I will just remove this data. And if we use something like undo, we know the undo option, right? If we write any mistake, we will use undo, then it will disappear and we can write a new data, like, right? In the same thing in SQL, if we want to undo the queries, what we write, for undoing the queries, we will use a rollback. We can roll back the data. Okay, we can roll back the SQL statements. What I will do, I will just roll back up to this part only. Whatever changes I will do here, if I just roll back this also, it won't affect my above data and below data, because I already saved it temporarily in other save points, right? So by doing this, by creating save points like this, if we wrote somewhere a mistake also, if we do miss some mistakes also, it won't affect our complete data. We can just roll back to this particular portion and we can just rewrite this query once again in this particular portion. Okay. This is the use of save point and rollback. How I will roll back? Suppose I said this one. For example, suppose instead of here, just imagine I did mistake here. This is our last, right? I did mistake here. I will directly simply write it as roll back to save point S2. If I write like this, only the last part of the data, this will be removed. Up to here, it will be as it is. This will be removed and I can rewrite my query here, right? If I did a mistake at the last part. Suppose if I did mistake in the middle part, suppose here, as we saw previously, if I did mistake there, then what I can write, roll back from save point S2 to save point S3. Then, sorry, save point S2 to save point S1. Then only this data will be removed, right? Did you got my point?
Yes, Divya.
Okay. For you, Sheikh, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it is clear for you. This is how we will use save points and rollback. Okay. Let me just write the definitions here.
Yeah, Divya, I have small doubt here. Yeah,
Yes,
actually,
please.
in MySQL, the changes will be automatically commit, right? So, if we disable the auto commit,
Mhm.
yeah, can you explain with small example like after disabling the auto commit function?
If we disable auto commit function, auto commit, we need to use commit after writing all the insert commands. That's it. Nothing
Okay,
more. See,
okay.
previously,
For example, I did one mistake in like in some query. So, how
Mhm.
to roll back that changes?
See, basically what it happens if we are writing small queries, like previously what we did, we wrote only small queries. At that time, instead of rollback, we can just update the data. Suppose in inserting the data, if we did any mistake, we will use update command and we will update that data, right? If it comes to the joins or subqueries, if we perform a simple joins, we can, we can just update the joins as well. But if, as I said, if it comes with the procedures concept, in procedures concept or in CTEs, the code will be a little bit longer. At that time, if we did any mistake, we need to use the rollback and save point concept together. And I will show you in the procedures concept for you. The last topic we will discuss about it. Okay, how to do that. Is it fine?
Yeah,
Whenever,
okay.
yeah, whenever I teach a procedures concept, I will show you with example at that time. For
Okay.
now, just remember one thing. If we are not sure about the query, what we are writing, or if we are writing a longer query, it is better to use save points, and then we can simply roll back by just writing like this, roll back from save point. There also, inside the procedures also, we will write just save points only like this only. And if we want, we will use the same syntax. But if you want to see it with an example, we can discuss at that point. Okay. All right. So So as I said, save point, I can say it is the definition like it is used to save the data at any particular point temporarily. Okay. And the syntax will be save point name. Okay. That's it. And if we talk about rollback, use it to get the data or restore the data to any particular point. Okay. So I hope this is clear for you, right? In real times, once we got some hands-on experience on working with SQL, we don't use rollbacks and save points. We will just write it directly, and if we did any mistake, we can rectify it simply only, because especially in MySQL, whatever error we get, it will give us the clear explanation in the error itself, so that we can understand where we did the mistake, and we will try to rectify it. Mostly, I mean, in my real-time experience, what I observed, I personally, in my 7 years of experience, I never use save point and rollback anywhere. But still, as we have a concept, we need to learn that, right? So yeah, this is about SQL commands. I hope this is clear for you. And as you didn't attended yesterday, Yogi, please watch the video once. And I believe you have some basic knowledge on SQL, so you can understand easily about this queries. Okay.
Yeah, Divya.
Still, if you have any doubts, especially in primary key and foreign key, you can ask me tomorrow.
Yes. Thank
So with this, our SQL commands concept is also done. Now, let me show you movies database. Okay, the real-time database which we are going to work. Let me show you that. So basically we have a database called as Maven Movies database. I can say this is the database of Netflix or any OTT platform like maybe Hotstar, Prime, Netflix, all of them will use these type of database only. Not only that, we have many audio companies like Aditya Music, Sarikama, like that. We have many audio what we call audio companies, right? Where they will sell their audios in the form of DVDs and like that. In that kind of physical store also, they will maintain this database only. Okay. And how to access this database in the sense, if you made the payment for this course, I guess you got the link of the Google Drive, right? Sheikh, did you observe this Maven Movies file in that link?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so in that link, I already uploaded this file and how to just how to use that or how to access that file in a sense. Let me tell you. And along with that movies database, daily wise, whatever we discuss here, all these files along with the topic names, I will save. And after finishing one concept, I will upload that files in that link only. So all these files also you can access in the same process. Suppose from that link, just download that files. After downloading, suppose, so where is Maven Movies here? Suppose let's see one random file. This is just imagine this is the file. To access this, what we need to do, we need to just click here. I'm double clicking on this file. Okay, then I need to open my MySQL. Here, if you see, previously we worked on this local instance, right? Now in the other tab called as unconnected, my whatever file I selected previously, that file is open in the another tab. Okay, what we need to do here, there is something called as reconnect to DBMS. We need to click this. Okay, then one dialog box will open. We need to click on OK. Then only it will connect it to the DBMS here. Then we need to close this administration window. And here is the code. Okay, this is how we need to access the files. Just double click once download it and double click it, open MySQL. Then you need to click on this reconnect to DBMS. You can get this file. After that, if you just execute this, if you select and execute execute any statements, that will save in our database. Okay. Now let's see how to open Maven Movies also. I'm just opening here. And I just clicked here and then I'm opening my workbench. This is, you can see another third tab is open for me. And this is Maven Movies. Here, what I need to do, I need to just click on reconnect to DBMS. Click on OK. Then it will get connected, right? I will close this administration page. So this is my code. Basically, as I said, the name of this database is Maven Movies, but the type of this database is the, completely film based, or it's an online OTT platforms database. Okay. This particularly Maven Movies is a DVD company, I can say. In this, along with the OTT platform data, we will have, if we store all those data physically in any store, how that data is also included in this, I will show you. So once after connecting to what you call DBMS here, what you need to do, I suggest in the first go, don't try to go through each and every script, whatever here it is there, each and every code. Don't try to understand, because for the first time, as we are in the basics only, you may scare or you may get many doubts. Okay, so first just let's go with the flow. Once we are done with the course, or once we are done with some 80 to 90% of the of our syllabus, then try to understand what is there inside this. Okay, basically for now what you do, just select Control A. Okay, select Control A, copy everything and just click on execute button. By doing this, all the database, basically we have the database name as Maven Movies, and inside that we have many tables, and inside that we have so much of code, like we are inserting data, we are creating some views, everything. By just with one click, everything will get created and you will get to see like this Maven Movies. Here I'm not executing because I already have the same database. If I execute also, it will throw me an error stating I already have this database, so I'm not clicking the execute button. But for you, whenever you open for the first time, as I said, after reconnecting to the DBMS, just click on Control A and click on execute. All this will be executed. Okay. I hope I'm clear. Now let me show you the database. I will open a new file. Okay. So I already have Maven Movies. So let me just activate that. I'm activating the database, and inside that I have many tables. Let me show you, like actor, award, address, advisor, category, city, country, customer, like all the actor details, fill-in details. Okay, we have something called as a staff rental. Staff is one table, rental is one table, and inventory is one table. These three tables, we cannot observe these three tables in Netflix or any OTT platforms. But if we store this in physically, like any DVD store, we can able to see these three tables extra. Okay, because we are storing everything physically. Okay, so this is about the database. Let's explore everything practically. Let's, from now, each and every topic, whatever we learn, we will use this database only. Okay, one by one, let's see how to do, what to do. Okay, so now first let's try to see some data from here. I have many tables. I have one filling table. As you know, whenever we click on the table name here at the bottom, you can able to find the column names and data types, and if you have any primary key also, we can able to see. In the same way, if I just click on film here, you can able to see there are many columns here, like film ID, title, description, release year, like that I have many columns. Now let me just execute that table. To display the data, we will use select clause, right? Select star from film. Let me just execute this. See, this is my data. All right, I have many columns here. Basically, I have film ID, title of the film, some description to the film. For each and every, if you observe in Netflix also, for each and every movie name or web series name, we will have some description on it, right? So the same description, release year, language ID, like that, we can able to see some more columns. This rental duration, rental rate is included for only physical stores. Basically, in DVDs, companies, what they will do, they will rent some movies. They will rent the movies, right? First, 1 second. Let me just. I just keep the details of the admin, payment details in the chat. You can just check with this. So, yeah, for DVDs, if what we will do, if we want, we can rent the DVDs like for some hours or for some days, right? Like I can rent any movie DVD for 6 hours or for 2 days, 3 days, like that. We will have rental duration. Okay. In the same way, we will having some rating columns, special features, and last update. Going forward, whenever we are working with the data, you can understand about all these things. For now, you can just ignore, no problem. Okay. So now what I said, I just displayed the data from the film table. Okay. And if you see, I have one column called as rating. I have one rating column, correct? So in that rating, I have some different ratings over there. So if I want to one second, let me write the question. So as you can see here, I have rating like PG, G, NC17, PG13, like that. I have many ratings. Suppose if I'm writing the question like this, fetch the details of film for rating is equals to G. If I say I want to see only rating is equals to G data, then how I can write the syntax, how I can display the data? Any guesses?
Where?
Correct, where clause. We need to use where clause because I'm saying that I'm filtering the data here. I'm giving one condition to the data. So to display the data, first we will write select star from film. Next, we will give the condition. To give the conditions, we will use where clause, right? As we discussed yesterday. So I'm using where here and I need to write the condition. What is my condition? Where rating is equals to G. Whenever I use character data, I need to write that inside quotes. Okay. So now let me just execute this. See, you can see here all the columns, I mean all the data I got only for rating is equals to G, right? Like this, we can display the data as we want according to the conditions, according to our requirements. We can display the data by using where clause. Okay. Today we are going to discuss the topic of our today's topic is operators and clauses. Okay. Our topic name is operators and clauses. We will discuss both of them combinedly. Okay. So let me give you another question. If I say I want to fetch the data of the movies having, I have some length column also here if you observe. So I'm saying having length greater than 100. So fetch the data of the movies having length greater than 100. Here also I'm giving one condition and I want to fetch the data from the movies, that is film table, right? So simply I will use select star from film. Now what I need to use again, where clause, right? Where length is greater than 100. I need to just give this condition, right? Select start from film where length greater than 100. If I execute here and if you check in the length column, I got only greater than 100 values only, right? Now, previously I said I want to fetch the details of the films for rating is equals to G. Let me write another question. Fetch the details of the film for rating is equals to G and length greater than 100. If I want to use this both conditions, how to write this select statement? Anyone?
And operator.
And operator only.
Right, right. Perfect. Simply we will say where rating is equals to G. And we need to use and operator and we will give another condition here, right? If you observe, here all the rating is G and my length is greater than 100 only. Okay. So whenever we want to display, whenever we are giving multiple conditions like this, we will use AND operator. And is a operator and SQL. And I can say, as you know, we have in our schooling also, we know we have truth table, right? Whenever we are using AND, the condition will be both the conditions should be true, right? For AND, both the conditions should be true. That means this condition should be true and this condition should be true. Then only AND will work, right? Correct? If we talk about OR, we have another operator called as OR. For that, what will be the here any condition should be true, not both the conditions. Either my rating equals to G should be true, or length greater than 100 should be true. Then only OR will works, right? We have a truth table or some logic table, we can say, for AND or not, right? If you remember, for AND both the conditions should be true, but for OR any one condition can be true. Correct?
Yeah, as I know.
Yes.
Right. Now, for the above query, let me just modify. I'll write this OR at that time. For now, I will write fetch the details of the movie. Let me modify the question as only display film ID, rating, and length. Now, how to write this query? I want the same condition, but I want to display only film ID, rating, and length. So what to write? Here, this is simple. I'm saying I want to display only this. If we want to display the complete data, we will use asterisk, right? If we want to display any particular data, we will use that column names. That's it, right? Simple. I can alt as select film ID, comma rating, comma length from film, and the condition is same, right? I'm just telling that I want to see only this 3 columns, right? Film ID, rating, and length. Like this also we can display. As I'm using particularly 3 column names only, in my output I got only 3 column names, right? Next we have OR operator. Okay. For OR operator, as I said, at least one condition should be true. Okay.
Divya, here can you take 3 or 4 conditions at a time on R?
For OR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll explain. Please wait, okay? We will take multiple conditions also, don't worry. So here for OR, what the rule is, at least one condition should be true, right? So if we use the same for the same condition, I mean for the same query, if we use OR operator, how it will work? Let's see. Let's use this one. Previously here what we did, we just displayed the film data where rating is equals to G and length greater than 100. Let me first execute this. What it happens in length column, if we observe the data is greater than 100 and we have G. Wherever in which row both conditions are satisfying, that row only displayed. This is true and this is true, right? But for the same query, if we use OR operator, let's observe the output. Here, instead of AND, I will write OR. Okay. Same as we are displaying the data from the film table where rating is equals to G or length greater than 100. And let's observe the output here. See here. Here, what I said, only one condition can be true. Here, length is 48. It is not greater than 100, but rating is G, right? Here, one condition is true. Then also it is displaying data. Two conditions true, also displaying data. 117 and G. Both conditions are true, right? 130 G. If you see here, 114. One condition is true, but rating is PG-13, right? Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Here
Yes.
only this condition, length condition is true, but this rating condition is not true. But again, at least one condition is true is also okay, right? So it displayed this data like that. Whenever we use OR condition, either any condition satisfies also, it will, it will execute. Basically, in the backend, what it happens, whenever we will use a where clause, let me write it here. Where clause will works in row level data. That means whenever we will use where clause, what it will do, first it will go to the output. It will check the first row. It will check whether the condition is satisfying or not. If it is satisfied, it will display. Next, it will go to the second row. If it is satisfied, it will display. Like next third row, fourth row, fifth row, like that, one by one, each row in the row level. For every row, it will work. Where clause will check for every row-wise data. Okay. So whenever the condition is true, it displays that data. If the condition is false, it just leave that row and go to the next row. So in the same way, whenever we use OR operator in where clause, it will first check the first line. If any of the condition is true, it will display. If both the conditions is false, it won't display and it will check the another row. Like that, it will display the data. Okay. This is about the two conditions. Here we are having only two conditions. Rating equals to G and length is greater than 100, right? Now let's see some more examples. So before seeing multiple examples here, see whatever I said so far, is it clear for you?
Yeah, as the way. Continue.
Yes,
Great. Now let's discuss about one clause. After explaining that clause, I will give you one question to solve the multiple queries with OR operator. At that time, we will see how we will work with that, or else we will see, can we replace with any other operator? Let's see that. First let's go with the flow. Let me just discuss about order by clause for now. Okay. So we have one clause in SQL called as order by clause. Actually, I missed one more operator, I guess. Just give me a second here. We are done with only AND operator or operator, right? So
not.
yeah, notice also there. But one second. Before this, let me give you one more question. And the question is fetch the data of movies, same film table only. But my question is, so how can we solve this question? I'm saying I want to display the data of the movies having length between 100 to 150. Previously, we saw only when length greater than 100. But here I'm giving some range, 100 to 150. How to use this? Select star from film where length What I'm saying, I want to display length from 100 to 150, right? Then simply we will use between operator. We have an operator called as between. See, we will use 100. Here, along with between, we will use and. Okay, we will say between 100 and 150. If we write between and together, it will just display that particular range of the data. Here I want to display the range from 100 to 150 length, right? So whenever we are discussing or whenever we want to display the data between the range of the values, we need to use between and together. Okay, let's just execute. See, length, you can see we need to display 100 to 150, right? 117, 130, 150, 129. We will get only that range of data. Okay, clear? So between is also one of the operator here. Okay. Now let's see about the order by clause. So order by clause is nothing but we will use it to sort the data. Okay. Whenever we want to sort the data in any order, like either in ascending order or descending order. We will use order by clause. Okay, this is one of the important clause which we will use in real time. So whenever we want to sort the data in either ascending order or descending order, we will use order by clause. Let's see one example, then you can understand easily. Okay, so I can say, let's use same film table. Select star from film. If I execute this, simply select star from film. We have length column here. In this length column, you can see first I have 86, 48, 50, 117. Like randomly, I have the data. If I want to execute, if I want to display this length column in the ascending order or descending order particularly, I will use order by clause. I will simply write it as select star from film. Then I will use order by keyword. Okay. After writing order by keyword, I need to give the column name for what I want to use. Like in this length column only, I want to sort the data, right? In ascending or descending. So I need to use length here. After order by, we need to give the column name on which column, based on which column we are going to sort the data. Okay. So by default, if we, guys, 1 minute. Sorry, guys. So yeah, what I was saying, for the length column, I want to sort the data, right? So by default, if I don't use any keyword here, and if I just execute this statement, it will sort the data in the ascending order. Okay, by default, it will sort in the ascending order. Let's see. Length column, you can see first we have all the 46, then 47. If I scroll it down like that, the data will be increasing 54, 55, 56 like that, right? Correct? By default, it will sort in the ascending order. But if I want to sort it in the descending order, I need to use the keyword called as this. After writing the column name, I need to simply write it as DESC. Okay, DESC is a keyword. Whenever we want to sort the data in the descending order, we need to write DESC after writing order by First, we need to write order by keyword. Then we need to mention the column name based on which column name we want to sort the data. And after that, we need to write DESC. Okay, let me execute. And see, in the length column, first I got 185 data. Going forward, it will decrease, right? So by default, if we don't write anything, by default, it will sort it in the ascending order. Or else if we write ASC also, it will sort it in the ascending order only. Anything will work. If I write ASC also, it will sort in the ascending order only. If I don't write ASC also, it will sort in the ascending order only. But if we want to sort it in the descending order, definitely we need to write DESC. Okay. So in real time, in which scenarios we will use this order by clause, in the sense, if we want to see like, top 10 sales in our company, or else top 10 highest paid employees of our company, like top 50 highest sales, top 50 most sellable products, product names, like that. Whenever we want to see that kind of either top or else, bottom 5 sales of my company, if it is like bottom 5 sales, I can use directly ascending order, or by default, without using anything also, it will sort it in the ascending order only, right? If I want to see the highest sales, I will first sort it in the descending order, then it will sort from the highest to the lowest. But here again, in my question, if you observe, I'm saying I want to display top 10 or top 100. In this way, it will display the complete data just in the order. To get some particular number like top 10, top 5, top 100, we need to use one more clause along with that. Let's discuss that after some time. Okay. For now, by using order by clause, we will just sort it in the order from the either from lowest to highest or from highest to lowest. Is this clear?
Divya.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So one more thing. Now we have one more table called as, we have payment table. First, let's see the data inside the payment table. Select start from payment. Okay, I'm just displaying this data. This is my payment table. I have something called as amount in this. Okay, if I want to, sort the data of amount in descending order, I will write simply order by amount DESC, right? Correct. We will use order by first, then the column name. Let me write the question also here. Display the transactions or payment. Okay, if I say like that, I want to display the payment details of payment table sorted in descending order of amount. That means I need to use the amount column name here. After order by, I will write amount and I will write DESC. Let me just execute. See, amount first I'm getting all the 11.9s. Going forward, it is decreasing, right? I sorted it in the descending order, highest to the lowest. But again, for the same question, if I ask you, if I add one more thing, like for the same question, let me copy the question also. I want to display the same details of the payment table sorted in descending order of the amount, but I want to see only staff ID is equals to 1. If you see, we have staff ID column here. We have 2, 1 like that. We have staff IDs, but I want to fetch only staff ID is equals to 1 data, but I want to sort it for the amount column in descending order. Here, if how to write this? First, I'm saying I want to display the details of the payment table. For that, I will write simply select start from payment, right? But here I'm saying I want to sort the data. Let me write it as order order by, I want to sort the data of amount, right? So order by amount in descending order. So DESC, but I'm saying I want to see only staff ID is equals to 1. That means I'm giving one condition here, right? So for conditions, what we will use? If you want to apply any conditions in our data,
Where?
perfect, where clause. But here the rule is that whenever we are using where clause and order by clause together, first we need to use where clause. I need to mention the condition before only. I need to give where staff ID is equals to 1. Then only I need to use order by clause. That means in the backend, what it will do first, it will filter the data. It will take all the staff ID 1 data, and after taking that staff ID 1 data, it will sort the data in descending order. Okay, if we write order by first and where clause later, it will throw us an error. Definitely we need to write, this is the order of, this is the sequence, this is the order we need to follow. First select, then where, then order by. Okay, let's execute. See, the amount is displaying in the descending order, but here if you observe, it is displaying for only staff ID 1, right? Correct. So we can use this both the clauses together, where clause and order by clause. Whenever we use where clause and order by clause together, we need to write where clause first and then order by clause. Okay, is this clear? Now, let me give one question for you. Okay, I'm just to save the time, I'm directly copying the question here. I'm not writing. This is my question. I want to fetch the data of customer ID 5 and 6 from the payment table. Okay, select start from payment.
I think we can use in operator, right?
Yes, that is the point, but let me explain you more detail. See, we have payment table here. In the payment table, I have customer ID. I have many customer IDs here, right? I'm saying I want to fetch the data of customer ID 5 and 6 here. Whenever we want to satisfy both the conditions, generally we will use and operator, right? Basically. But if you think logically here, it won't work here. For any, if we have customer ID 5, we don't have customer ID 6 for the same person, right? For every single person, we will have one IDs only, correct? It may be student ID, customer ID, employee ID, whatever it is, order ID, we will have unique IDs by default, correct? Am I right?
As the way.
Yes, yes.
Did you got my point? Right. So for any one person, suppose if you're talking about employee ID, if my employee ID is 1, I cannot have employee ID as 2 again. I will have only unique employee ID. In the same way, customer ID also, it should be unique. If we cannot have same customer IDs, two different customer IDs, right, together. So in this case, in such cases, we cannot use AND operator. If here instead of customer ID, I'm saying any another, possible factor, we can use AND operator. But for customer IDs, it cannot be same. It will be unique. So we cannot use AND operator. If we use AND operator, what it will be? Either, basically in AND operator, both the conditions should be true. But here, both the conditions cannot be true. For one customer cannot have two different IDs. So here AND operator can't work, right? We can use OR operator instead, right? OR operator, if we use, what it happens, either customer ID is equals to 5 also it will display, and customer ID 6 also it will display. So basically it will display both the data, right? Correct?
Yes.
So how we can write that? Directly I can say like this. select start from payment where customer ID is equals to 5 or customer ID is equals to 6. I can use OR operator here. So that first it will display all the 5 customer ID details, then it will display 6 details, right? See, if you can see in the output, first I got all the 5 details. If I'm scrolling down, I'm getting all the 6 details. In this way, I got both the details. I want to display both the details, right? So I can use OR operator. But what if I have only 2? That's why I wrote 2 conditions separately. But what if I want to fetch 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9? I need to keep on writing the same condition again and again, like customer ID 5 or customer ID 6 or customer ID 7 or customer ID 8. If we keep on writing like that, our query will become lengthy. It will become longer, right? In that cases, we can use between and also, right? We can use between and operator also. How to use that? I can simply say it as select star from payment between 5 where customer ID between 5 and 8, suppose. If I want to display from 5 to 8, I can give that range, 5 and 8, right? Instead of writing customer ID equals to 5 or customer ID equals to 6 or customer ID 7 or customer ID 8, I can directly write it as between and, correct? I will execute this. We can see like first 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, right? So between and will also work. But the concept here is between and works for only numerical data, right? Correct? If you want to give the conditions for the numerical data only, it will work. Suppose if I ask you this question. So display the data of those movies whose rating is G, PG, and NC-13. We cannot give between and for this type of character data, right? If it is numerical data only, we can use between, correct? Am I clear so far?
Yes, Divya. Correct.
So if we are using this character data, I cannot use between and. I can use or, of course. I can write, where rating is equals to G or where rating is equals to PG or rating is equals to 17. 3 conditions I need to write. But again, our query become lengthy if we have such conditions, multiple conditions. Like if I want to fetch some 6 here, 6 ratings here, I need to write 6 times conditions, right? Instead of that, in such cases, we will use in operator. Okay, we have something called as in operator. How to use in operator in the sense directly I can say select star from movies. Sorry, select, yeah, this movies only, right? So select star from movies. Okay, and I can say directly where rating. Here I will use in operator directly. I can say inside the brackets, I will give the conditions like G, comma, PG, comma, NC. What is that? 70. Right? Like this we will give. Is this clear? Whenever we want to display like this many conditions, either we can use or, right? But we need to write all the conditions all the times, like many times. By writing like this many times, our query will become long and it will, leads to the waste of our time also. If it is numerical data, we can use between and. But if it is character data, we will use in operator. Let's execute this and I will tell you the definition of in operator. What? Okay, this is film, right? So I wrote table name wrong. Right. See, if we check the rating column, we are getting PG, G, NC 17. All the 3 data we are getting, right? This is how we will use in operator. Clear? Basically, in operator means whenever, this by using in operator, this is a faster way of writing queries whenever we are using multiple or conditions. Okay. So in operator is in the sense used to retrieve the data. Used to retrieve the data that matches a list of value. Actually, our time is up. Let's see this. Did you got what is in operator, everyone?
Yeah, Divya.
Yes, Divya.
Great. So with this, actually, Yogi, from tomorrow we are shifting our 6 o'clock batch to 7 o'clock not only from tomorrow. If you can, I guess, Sheikh, you made already payment, and Yogi, I think you didn't finish the payment, right?
Yeah, tomorrow I will be.
Okay, no problem. So till today, our demo classes are finished, and till this class only, I mean, till in operator, I already finished for 7 o'clock batch. And Sheikh, I wanted you to attend now also, like 7 to 8. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess you already got a mail from our admin team. You got a mail link of 7 o'clock batch Zoom link, right?
Yes, I got.
Yes, please now after ending this call, just join in that in that link with that link, so that from now we can continue in that batch. Yogi, if you do the payment, you will also get the link of that 7 o'clock batch. Please attend in that batch. Okay.
Yes,
We are
sir.
just, as you in that batch, we have almost 15 students. In this batch, we have only 2 students, right? So we are just clubbing the 2 batches. And from today, as you can watch today's 7 to 8 o'clock, class in the video. We will provide you the video. Just watch today's video as well. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. From tomorrow, we can continue our classes in 7 to 8 timing. Okay.
Okay, Divya.
Great. Thank you. Sheikh, please, I'm ending the meeting now. Just join in 7 o'clock link, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.